Welcome back to the channel. It is Thursday, August 8th. I've got another Nerfy video to go over with you guys today. We got two Nerfies that I found off the slate that we're going to dive into and talk about. But before we do, let's recap our picks from yesterday, what I took and how that ended up going down. Guys, I took the Nerfy for the Rays and the Cardinals. This does not end up cashing, man. The Cardinals do knock a run through in the top of that first inning. Contreras with the RBI in that one. I think this is two Cardinal Nerfies I've took in a row where Contreras, sorry, was the catalyst for us not cashing. So unfortunately there, we do not get the win. We took the Tigers and the Mariners Yerfy. Now in the video yesterday, I went over it as a Nerfy. But much like the prior day with the Minnesota Twins and the Chicago Cubs, where we went over the Nerfy, you start looking at the odds as the day goes on, and they just keep getting higher and higher and higher, right? And I've talked about it with these Nerfies, man. When you see them at minus 170, and then it just keeps going higher, typically these games seem to swing in the Yerfy direction, and those Yerfies end up cashing typically. So with that in mind, put a quarter unit on the Yerfy instead at plus 155 odds, and this cashes. So this is two in a row now. We did the same thing with the Twins and the Cubs, so we got to keep that in mind moving forward, man. The trends throughout the season and as of late as well, they seem to scream Yerfy, like I said, when we hit that minus 170 or higher, especially when we start seeing it creep up to that minus 190, minus 200. I mean, at that point, it's obviously much more worth it to look at the plus money. And if the trends are screaming that that's what's cashing for us anyways, that's where I'm going to go, guys. So that's what I did there. We end up 1-1 on the night with that one hit being a quarter unit, though, like I said. So we got to keep that in mind money-wise. We did lose just a little bit. But it is what it is, man. That's what these Nerfies are. Like I've said before, it is kind of like throwing darts sometimes, and we just kind of got to see what dart is going to stick. So we've got two games today, man. Let's see where we're throwing darts at today. I've got the Reds taking on the Marlins. The Reds are 67 and 47 coming into this to the Nerfy, and the Marlins 56 and 59. We've got a 6:10 opening pitch time with winds projecting to be blowing from right to left at about 10 miles per hour. So shouldn't be anything too concerning for us in that regard there. We've got Kyle Tyler on the mound for Miami. He's a right-handed pitcher. Now he's 2-4 to the Nerfy on the year. That's only a 33% hit rate. But those four first-inning runs that he's given up, they have been in a row now, right? Four in a row. And that was against the Braves, the Brewers, the Orioles, and the Red Sox. All of these teams have much better bats than we're going to see my Redlegs bring into this game here today. Three of those teams are in the top 10 as far as batting average. Kyle's got an ERA of 5.27. His first inning whip, that's walks and hits per inning pitched, is 183. And his first inning opponent batting average is 261. Now we look at the Reds coming in. Their batting average is 230. That's 27th in baseball. Their first inning batting average is only 192. That is last. And then looking at them against right-handed pitchers, 231. That's 24th. The Marlins coming in are batting 238. That is 20th. In the first inning, they are batting 257. That jumps them all the way up to 8th. But against right-handed pitchers, they drop back down to 16th, batting 243. We have Hunter Green on the mound for the Reds, right-handed pitcher. He is 5-0 in his last five to the Nerfies. He is 19-3 overall for the year, hitting at an 86% hit rate. His ERA is 283. His first inning whip, 86. First inning opponent batting average, 158. Hunter Green's been a beast with these Nerfies on the year. So now I get it. This one feels a little risky, right? Let's comment risky business down in the comments if you're going to ride with me on this one, guys. But the Yerfy has hit in 2 of 3 games played so far in this series. Miami just put up 5 runs on my Redlegs yesterday in the first. So I get it. But that was with Andrew Abbott pitching, who has had his struggles as of late. And today we have a Nerfy stud on the mound, like I said, for Cincinnati and Hunter Green. And it's not like Miami has exactly lit it up this series so far, with 3 runs and 2 runs scored in the previous 2 before putting up 6 yesterday. But even that 6 was secured with that 5-run first inning and then just 1 run over the remaining 8. So obviously the Reds' struggles hitting the ball are well known, but if we look at them specifically against right-handed pitchers, we see their batting average drop, their on-plate plus slugging drop, their strikeout rate increase across the board. Tyler's cutter and curveball are making up just under 75% of his pitches thrown. And then if we look over here on Outlier at how Cincinnati fares against these pitches, we do see half the lineup see a decrease in WOBA. That's weighted on base average against this cutter. And then when we look at that curveball, the Reds have really, really had their problems across the entire lineup. A huge increase in the strikeout rate up here. That's that K percentage. And then a huge decrease in the WOBA. Green throws the fastball at the most, 55% out of his pitches, and the slider 34%. And if we look at Outlier at how these Miami bats are faring against his pitch arsenal, we'll just start seeing red across the board, right? At all four of these pitches, especially for that strikeout rate. And like I said, all four of his pitches. And all that's meaning is that they are striking out more when they're facing these specific pitches that Hunter Green is throwing. So there's definitely there's a little bit of a risk, right? Looking at this at the top half of the inning as far as Kyle Tyler is concerned. But I'm going to trust Green to do his job on his side of things. And I'm going to trust that these Cincy bats, man, for my Red Legs are going to continue to struggle, especially against another right-handed pitcher here today. So I'm going to swing for the fences with this Nerfy, guys. Do like taking a look at the Tigers and the Mariners Nerfy today as well. They have a 9:40 opening pitch time. We're projecting to have winds blowing weakly from right to left. We do have Brian Wu on the mound for Seattle. He is 10-2 to the Nerfy on the year for an 83% hit rate. He's got a first inning whip of 108 and a first inning batting average of 239. And Seattle is 68-47 on the year to the Nerfy. They're 41-18 at home. That's tied for first. Now, the thing that's got me kind of just holding off a little bit here is we don't have an official pitcher listed for Detroit yet. So until we know for sure who that is, I'm going to hold off before making any plays official. The Tigers are 57-58 to the Nerfy on the year. They are 30-28 on the road. These two rank middle of the pack in terms of first inning batting average. Seattle is 16th, and Detroit is 17th. But their overall batting averages, looking at it for the full game, they both dropped tremendously. 26 for Detroit, and Seattle sitting at 29th. So I definitely think a Nerfy could be in play here. So be sure to check back into that pinned comment later on to see if I end up rolling with this one here. But like I said, this one kind of just depends on who Detroit throws out there on the mound. I've seen a couple different names thrown out there. I've also seen where this could be one of those games where the bullpen kind of handles the rotation today. So like I said, we'll see, man. If it's the bullpen out there, probably not going to play this one myself. But yeah, we'll see, man, who they throw out on the mound. And like I said, check back into that pinned comment just to see for sure if I end up playing this one or not. So guys, that's going to wrap it up here for today's Nerfy video. I hope you guys enjoyed the content. And if you did, if you found it helpful or useful in any kind of way, please don't forget to smash the like button down there. And please hit subscribe if you have not already. That way you don't miss out on any of the content that we are dropping daily. Hope you guys have a great day today. Let's bet responsibly and make a bag in the process, guys. I will see you on the next video.